Now, in this changing world of work, where the workforce seems day by day to be shifting from full-time corporate employment, remember those days, towards a freelance and project-based activity, new tools, one imagines, are necessary to connect clients and service providers. Well, a new app developed right here in South Africa promises to provide a trustworthy platform to help entrepreneurs survive. Boy, that's important. Well, to tell us more is Sanjay Varma, co-founder of the app. It's called Kaleido, fresh in from Hong Kong. That's you, not the app. Welcome, nice to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
This freelancing thing or project work, I mean, is it a thing? I mean, it really is growing, isn't it?
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
It's a global thing. You have lots of people that are not at corporate jobs. They want to have control of their lives. You're talking about the young generation. They don't have trust in corporates. You have corporate life cycle that's shortening, and so people are leaving. And they have skills. I mean, they have skills. They want to monetize. The question is, how do they monetize? And they freelance. So the growth rates in Africa, in the US, in Europe, and India are incredible for freelancers.
So it's a global thing. To what extent is it happening in this neck of the woods?
Well, you have entrepreneurship in Africa is incredible. Young generation, young population, and in South Africa, the data that we have, you have more and more people out here don't have jobs, and so they don't have jobs. What they can do is only freelance. So it's a movement
Across all sectors, I imagine.
Absolutely, and we launched the app here 2 months ago. And we use a platform where we have a live feed of all the service providers that come on to Kaleido. And the breadth of providers are incredible, from the accountants to lawyers to management consultants to architects to coders, website designers. It's the whole breadth. It's incredible.
Are these just poor people who can't find a job and are not very good at it, or are these people that genuinely want a change in their life?
I think it's the latter. I think these are people that want control in their lives. These are people that realize that working for a corporation is not necessarily not that great. I mean, do you know the Gallup? There was a Gallup poll that says over 85% of the people around the world are not gratified at jobs at the work. So it's people who want control.
That figure does not surprise me at all.
No, I think it should be higher, shouldn't it?
Yeah. What are their unique needs, though? So, I've decided corporate life is not for me, or I've been downscaled, or whatever the case is. What do I need as a person who's going to engage with a piece of technology like this?
Obviously, you need a smartphone, right? I mean, so Kaleido is based on iOS and Android. It's free to download. So you need a smartphone, you need data, and then you need a need and a hunger to work. So all you do is download the app, add your skills, and Kaleido matches you instantaneously to those that want your skill.
How do you do that? I presume there's some mystery algorithm there that you're not going to tell us about.
This has taken nearly 2.5 years to build. It is a very complex algorithm. It takes into account not only your interest, your location, your common contacts, your education, but also clearly what you can provide and who you want to meet. Based on all that, it feeds you what we call match cards for the first person that you should meet that can be fantastic for you.
How do you filter out the desperation? I mean, often people, when they're looking for something like this, might lie. They might over-amplify what they
Sure, and that's true in the real world, right? I mean, you can be somewhere in a coffee shop and say, well, I went to University of Cape Town, I went to Harvard. The way we take care of that is we overlap your contacts, your phone contacts with. So, for example, if we wanted to meet, Kaleido would overlap our phone contacts with anybody in common. We'd be able to chat and say, listen, is Sanjay any good? Okay. And that's it. It's all private.
So
it keeps you honest.
Checks and balances are absolutely critical.
That's critical.
This. What do you see as the potential and trajectory for an app like this?
We started this app because we believe there's a global problem. Yeah. It's a more than 1 billion people problem. We're starting here in South Africa. We're going to expand in other parts of Africa. We're starting in India, but it is a universal problem. So in terms of the opportunity, it's huge.
You said you've been sort of live for 8 weeks now?
That's right.
And the response so far?
I can't tell you the actual user data because we have to keep that close to our chest, but it's been incredible. We're growing double digits every week without much advertising.
Are you matching people to employment?
Absolutely.
Do you think? I mean, is that starting to happen?
We have great examples. Just the other day, there was a person on the app that wanted advice on startup advice. Match with somebody else. They chatted, and the person went off with 4 good ideas. That's beautiful, right? How would you do that otherwise? When we're sitting in a world of opportunity, when you go into a conference, when you're at a restaurant or a coffee shop, you're passing by thousands of people every day. Thousands of opportunities that are just not being commercialized. Cloud does that for you.
You've also got to make some money. What's your revenue model?
We're not too worried about monetization in the short term. Just like a lot of the big, players like Alibaba or Facebook, they did exactly the same thing. But in terms of monetizing, when the time comes, it could be multiple things. It could be data, for example. You're going to have corporations that are going to ask us, for example.
Well, that's exactly the point. I mean,
it's a gold mine.
You're capturing this data, which corporates themselves are desperate for.
But we're not only capturing data, we're capturing intent, right? It's live intent. What does Sanjay Varma need today, right? So, for example, just imagine you want to open a yoga studio. Where are you going to go and open the yoga studio? You can come to Kaleido and say, tell me where the demand for yoga is. Where are all the meet for yoga? And we could tell you by location, this is where a lot of the yoga demand's coming in. That is valuable data.
What about the privacy debate, which is so prevalent the world over?
That's core to our philosophy. I mean, we will never share data in terms of private data. So names, never share that with anybody.
Good luck. Good
Thank you
talking
very
to
much.
Sanjay Varma, co-founder of Kaleido. Appreciate your time.